Do you want me to start then?
Please.
While you're
I'm trying to sink my
navigating and sinking. You're all about sinking. You're sinking the
And-
show right now. Fucking
literally
battleship.
sinking
You
the
sank
show.
my fucking battleship. All right, so you had Angela Morgana going back and forth with Lisa Ellis on Twitter. And it's interesting to see the contrast between how the men argue on Twitter and how the women get nasty. Or maybe it's just some of the women. So there was some back and forth between Lisa and Angela, and I'll just give you the last two tweets between the two. So Lisa tweets at her. She says, "Angela, you're beyond delusional and a liar. I'm okay with my choices." And Angela replies, "Lisa, if I was you, I'd definitely make better choices, like the one to wash your vagina. That trench pussy is stank. # wash your gash."
Jesus.
Like, they're
okay.
taking shit talking to some other level that my hand can't even reach.
Okay. Guys don't take it there.
No.
No.
Wash your ass.
What
is
what
it?
would be
Wash
the
your
equivalent?
dick hole.
What would be the equivalent of that? I'm not even sure.
Wash your balls. But it's not
Doesn't have the same-
offensive.
it's not. It's like, all right.
It's not offensive.
Yes, my balls are stinky. What do you want me to do?
Okay.
I work out a lot.
Right. I think the comparable thing is like, well, fuck your mother or something. You'd have to bring the guy's mother into the play. Like,
Yeah.
I fucked your mother. I fucked her in the ass, or something along those lines. Your mother, a dick, and an ass.
Yes.
And somehow they all intertwine.
They do. Fucked up. I don't know.
I just don't.
And that's okay
and
to say that?
Apparently, like, you remember like back in the day. So Frank Mir threatens to kill Brock Lesnar. Fucking loses his WEC commentating job. Will never
But that's
commentate
okay.
again for the UFC. And then who are the other people? Oh well, Miguel Torres made some sort of rape joke on Twitter, and then he got shit canned. So,
But reinstated shortly. thereafter.
yes, they slapped him on the wrist.
Yes.
So the men, they're more criticized. The women can pretty much say whatever the fuck they want. I mean, she's calling. I think in a previous one, she called her a cunt or something too. Like, class. I like this. So moving right along.
Switching gears now. This is something I cannot get my head around, literally. Switching gears.
Go ahead.
In 2017, apparently, they are going to take somebody who has a serious medical condition. The person's name is Valery Spiridnov, and he has a rare condition called Wernig-Hoffman disorder, which basically means that he's just a head and his body's all fucked up. They're going to remove said head and put it on another body in about 2 years.
Does the spinal cord come with that?
Yes, apparently.
'Cause
Well,
I'm guessing you need that.
what they're saying is they have figured out a way to sever the spinal cord at a certain point and reattach all the nerve endings and everything else at that point, and he should be fully functional, according to, or he could die a horrible death. One or the other. Not sure. It's up in the air.
Well, this is relevant too because you could be paralyzed in MMA, and then you need some shit
Just
to
move your
happen.
body.
But I like where we're going here because say this guy's got a 15-inch cock, this new body.
Ooh.
You got a shot. You got a 1% shot. You in this body, everything's going to work.
Yeah.
You're going to die anyway.
Yes.
Take the chance.
15-inch cock.
I don't know.
Which is
That's
interesting
too much
because I was
damage.
just reading the largest. I don't know why, but on Facebook there was a thing going around about penises, and I think the largest penis on record is 13.9 inches.
You don't want that.
That's a huge cock.
You don't want
So they're
that.
like,
No,
well,
there's no fun to be had.
could you imagine like you pull that motherfucker out on a first date and the girl goes, "Yeah,
No.
check please. I'm gonna be back later." So I can't do anything
You
with
knock
that.
people unconscious with that. There's
Yeah.
a point where it's too much.
It's too much. But this is crazy. I can't believe they're actually allowing this.
You know what's funny about this? Because take a woman like Angelina Jolie, who
I knew
is
you were gonna go there.
Yeah, fuck yeah, I have to. Who's already cut her titties off because she thought
And had her
there was
ovaries removed.
there was a chance of her to get breast cancer, and then there was a chance for ovarian cancer, so she had her ovaries removed. I hear there's a rumor she could get brain cancer. So
Might have her brain removed.
No, why doesn't she have her head removed and then put on another body then?
Nice. Well,
I'm going to say she's going to be the first woman to test out said operation. She's a fucking idiot.
yeah.
If there's a chance of something. See, I agree in this situation because the guy is going to die anyway. Just fucking take a chance. Roll the dice.
Quality of life is fairly low at this point, and he wants to take a chance that he may walk and talk normally and whatever. So fine. But I just find it crazy that is even literally that's possible.
That someone's even willing to operate that. How, we're talking about, that's got to be like a 20-hour, if not 5-day operation. Yeah. Just tag team. You're in. All right, where am I at? Okay, I'm attaching this nerve to this nerve, and fuck.
I feel like what it's saying is that I think the biggest thing is that where the issue you run into with this type of surgery for not just the head but anything.
What if the head rejects the whole body?
Well, that's what I mean.
You're having a total rejection.
I think they've had recently in the last 2 or 3 years some major advances in those drugs that allow people to not reject things that they get added to their body or removed or whatever. So I feel like maybe that's the advancement in science, is that the anti-rejection drugs are so much improved versus like if you get a liver transplant or whatever else. There comes a point where I think you might be able to just literally like replace shit on your body that's not working anymore, which would be cool, right? In our lifetime, like let's say your penis just stops working.
My dick's broke.
I'm gonna get a big penis. I'm gonna put it right on myself. It's gonna work fine. I take a few pills.
I need a black dick. Can you give me a big black cock?
Yes. Could you imagine?
Awesome. I want a 3-inch vein.
Just like pull
I want the vein.
Just walk around with a big cock. Swinging everywhere.
Just knocking bitches unconscious.
There you go.
Right. Moving right along. Wanderlei Silva did an interview with MMA Fighting, and they asked him, with everything that's going on, would you want to change anything that you've done in the past? He says, I'm not going to do it in his voice. I'm just going to give it to you straight up. He says, I don't regret anything I did. I heard some things that the commission did to fighters. Looks like they showed up at a champion's house at 6:50 a.m. to test him. What the fuck is that? Is this a joke? I also heard they forced a famous fighter to undress in front of everybody in order to be tested. What is that? We are being violated. They are taking out our rights as citizens. The test has to be done on the day of competition. You have to be at the same level of your opponent on fight day. That's against the Constitution. You can't have this law. They are not athletes, and they don't know what we have to go through to be there and put on a show. What do you think about that? Constitutionality. He's bringing laws and constitutionality.
Okay.
Apparently, he's not a fan of the out-of-competition testing.
I wonder why.
Because I think he went on to go to say steroids are bad, drugs are bad, but what you do in your personal life is your thing. As long as you show up fight day and you're clean,
you don't piss hot.
I'm okay with that. That's his opinion.
I don't know. It's such a weird topic. I mean,
he's banned for life.
A part of me says, okay, he's right, and another part of me goes, well, if you're cheating like 90% of the time and you're not 10% of the time, you're still cheating.
Everybody's cheating.
I don't know. It's constitutional or not. I don't think that government should be, just like with baseball and all this, they don't need to be involved in professional sports. They got other shit to worry about. So,
yeah.
Worry
about weed.
I just read a thing today that said Colorado in 1 month is making like 30 or 40 million. Crazy money, and the state's gotten like 10% of that or whatever, so they're doing really well. Crime's down like 20%, 15%.
I thought they even had to rebate some of the money back to the residents because the way they wrote the law, they took in too much or something.
Oh, I'm not sure there.
Something weird.
Yeah, but I mean, they're making tons of money, so, and it's good for the state, and it's good for crime, and it's good for everything is better and improved, and they're just fucking selling this shit like crazy.
Well, Congress is trying to pass a law right now. Forgot what it was called, like Careers or Carers Act, where they're trying to get marijuana rescheduled as a Class 2 drug. Whereas right now it's the Class 1 with like LSD and heroin and all the most dangerous drugs possible. And then I don't know if they're gonna just try to outright legalize it, but
Federally?
I think yes, I think they're.
Would
and
that
then,
mean that on the state level it would be legal everywhere?
I think they're trying to. Maybe they're not going to do it federally, but they're going to let the states decide how they want to handle it, and then they're not going to monkey with it, which would be a good thing.
Yes.
And then also there was a third part to it. I had it and I just lost it.
Must be the marijuana.
Yeah, totally. I'm so hopped up.
Short-term attention span.
Moving right along. So Felice Herrig, back in the news. You know, Mortal Kombat, I don't know if it was 10 or whatever this new version is that came out, has a new character, Cassie Cage, and Felice seems to think that this character seems to look a lot like herself. Like
Really?
chewing bubble gum, taking selfies after she finishes someone. Didn't work out that last fight, but I posted pictures from her Instagram. I mean, it looks, I don't know, is it a coincidence? I showed you.
You did, and
pics.
it looked quite strangely similar, which I wonder at what point does it cross the line of, what do you call that, copyright infringement? Likeness?
Well, yeah.
Likeness infringement or whatever?
Well, the weird question is, since she signed a contract with the UFC, she probably signed her likeness away in that signing of the contract, so it's really wouldn't be an issue for her, it would be an issue for the UFC. So even if they took her likeness, she can't do a fucking thing about it at the end of the day. UFC owns your likeness. Sorry.
Wouldn't the UFC like to sue?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm sure they would, since they've been getting hammered with all the lawsuits. Any chance they could get to sue someone, I'm sure they would. Who makes Mortal Kombat, by the way? Oh, Midway. Would they sue Midway? Quit trying to shocker me. I see you're a shocker. I raise you too.
Is Midway still around?
Yeah.
I thought they went out of biz.
No.
I flew out of Midway this time around, by the way. First time ever.
I don't like it.
Quite the experience. Very small airport.
Yeah, I like O'Hare better because it's big and it's closer.
Yeah. Midway is like way far away.
Yeah.
And it's in a really bad part of town.
That way.
You don't realize you're truly like in there. You go.
Like the Jetto.
Yeah, the Jetto. Yeah.
Moving right along.
Want me to give you
Phil
something?
Davis. I'll let you close it out. Let me do the
right.
last one. Phil Davis signs with Bellator. What's that
what?
about?
Oh, that was out of nowhere.
UFC apparently didn't want him.
So what? Like, did they like get a chance to match his offer?
I'm sure they did.
And they said no. They said no match.
I don't think he's worth it because you got to look at it. It's the same thing. Why did the UFC not sign Ben Askren?
Well, it's funny because I just on the plane ride back, I just watched UFC like Unleashed or whatever, and one of the fight was like Phil Davis versus. See, that's my brain not working, but it was a very boring fight. Phil Davis.
Name 9 out of 10 Phil Davis fights.
Was there Lyoto Machida? Did he fight Lyoto?
Yes.
Yes, and it was
and he got a gift decision.
Yes, he did.
In Brazil.
That's what it was. Phil Davis, Lyoto Machida, and I was like, wow. This is a boring fucking fight. Like, I'm like, he's just basically holding him down and hitting him sometimes, and that was 3 rounds of that. And I go, okay. And it's weird. I wonder if that's why they showed it, but
yeah, here's what we could have had. Here's what we're not gonna have.
I'm not unhappy about it, but the thing that I wonder is what happens if he goes to Bellator and becomes champ right away.
He probably will.
What does that say about Bellator?
Well, I think it's a litmus test for their fighters because you've seen it go the other way of the fighters that come in that have been champ. You look at Hector Lombard, came over, hasn't been super successful, but decent. Eddie Alvarez came in. Who did he fight first? Was it Cerrone, his first fight, where he just got fucking mollywopped? And then his next one, he's scheduled to fight Gilbert Melendez.
Yeah.
So
shouldn't go his way there either.
No. I mean, there is a. I'm not gonna say Bellator is like the WEC, but it's not the same caliber of opponent that you're gonna fight.
No.
So it'll be interesting to see what he does, but I could see him being the champ. Yeah. It's just what level of excitement do you want? I don't want Phil Davis in my league if I'm managing the league. I want entertainers, and I would agree with the UFC in this case. Let him go. And the same thing with Ben Askren. I get he's getting better, but it's part entertainment and part sport. You have to do both. And if you're not going to do it, go fuck yourself. Here's another league for you. Go fight over there and be champ all you want.
Yeah.
So, you want to close it out
Yes,
with
I do.
something?
I'm
Give it
excited
to me
about
and
the
go.
story. So
Totally excited.
let me say
for
this. I know I'm excited. Nate Quarry, showing class as always. He has given a 19-year-old MMA fighter with Down syndrome his dream. Jake the Snake Beckman competed against Nate Quarry just recently in an MMA fight, and apparently Nate, allowed him to finish him via submission. There's some, I don't know if you're going to post a video.
Did you fucking Paul Harris him?
Sort of. It's like a footlock of some sort. And there's some highlights out there. Are you going to post these?
Oh, yeah. Fuck, I'll post this.
I'll email them to you.
Copyright us for posting this? Fuck you, because this is a good story.
So, I mean, I feel like, sent to you. So I feel like Nate, once again, has shown his class in taking on something like this, and he seems like a really genuinely nice guy. Did something great for a guy who's been training mixed martial arts for quite a while, apparently. And, you know, he had been asking to compete for so long, and now he is the official champ. He's got glasses and everything and a belt. Go for it. Matt's trying to contain himself. He's trying to hold it in.
Yeah.
He's gonna say something.
I think he should have kicked his ass and go. You should have gave him a taste of real MMA.
Well,
I'm old school. At least one solid kick.
Well, it didn't look from the highlights I saw, because I don't know if the real fight's online completely. It didn't look like Nate was throwing much offense. It was a lot of defense, slipping and jabbing.
You know what he should have brought out? The fucking rock hammer.
There you go.
He should have came at him like this. Caleb Starks, where you at, motherfucker?
Yeah, Caleb's still fighting apparently.
Good for him.
Good story. Good things in MMA. I don't know.
He should have lit that fucker up. I'm sorry.
Just like
Oh,
Floyd Mayweather.
you think you're gonna get a win, you son of a bitch?
Oh, speaking of which, while I was in Vegas, I inadvertently drove by the Mayweather gym.
What?
Yeah, and I didn't realize at the time. I was like, why the fuck is it so crazy out here? Like, there's literally people everywhere taking pictures and whatever. And I didn't realize that he had scheduled an open workout that night. It was like on Wednesday night, I think, Tuesday night. And I wish I would have known that, because I would have gotten out and taken pictures. We were driving by to go to some restaurant. Like he has places like in Chinatown, apparently. So in Las Vegas. I mean, it was crazy. There was fucking people everywhere. And everyone's like, why is this so crazy? I'm like, I don't know. It must be just because it's this gym.
Yeah.
You know, TMT, like, gyms or whatever he calls it. But there's a lot of hype surrounding that fight. I don't know, man. That's going to be a good one.
There's some pictures circulating that he's on some kind of supplements.
Oh, yeah?
Like, super jacked. Like,
is he?
Where they showed a picture of him a little doughy and now just completely ripped. Yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah. Like, not going to drug test, I'm sure.
No.
Or a drug testing agency that he probably owns himself. This motherfucker, I think I saw a video today of they're showing his closet. And someone was talking to him, asking him, how many pairs of shoes do you have? He's got like 1,000 pairs of shoes. And
he's rich. He burns money.
He does, and fuck
literally
off. You know, give it to someone who could use it if you're going to be a dick.